Q106.7 weather.
Here's your KQNK forecast. Bright sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 58. Southeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overcast skies tonight. Rain likely. Lows dip down to about 35. Chance for rain tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 47. Cloudy skies. High temperatures reach up to 56 Friday under clear skies. 62 Saturday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Currently 18.
Kansas Information Network News. I'm Jen Austin. The case of 3 people dead in Barryton appears to be a murder-suicide. Roxanne Stewart has more.
Shawnee County Emergency Communications took a 911 call just before 6 Monday evening, reporting a disturbance at a home in the 7800 block of Southeast Ratner Road. Sheriff's deputies arrived to find 3 people dead in the house. The deceased were 79-year-old Tomas R. Noble, 76-year-old Ruth D. Noble, and 41-year-old Kristen M. Noble. Tomas Noble appeared to have a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The shooting is under investigation. I'm Roxanne Stewart.
2 children who had been reported missing Monday in Lynn County were later found dead in an icy lake. The Lynn County Sheriff's Office used a drone to search above Lake Chaparral and found the children under the ice. The Overland Park Fire Department dive team was able to retrieve the bodies. The Lynn County Sheriff's Office is continuing its investigation. Anyone who might have seen the children should contact Lynn County Sheriff's deputies. This is Kansas Information Network News.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Good morning, I'm Natalie Hadley with your KQNK News. Brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, serving all of your chemical and fertilizer needs. On Tuesday, Kansas Geological Survey scientists reported that the aquifer levels in parts of western Kansas that rely on groundwater for everything from drinking to irrigation fell more than a foot last year. Earlier this month, the Kansas Geological Survey completed its annual campaign to measure the Ogalla Aquifer, which supplies the western one-third of the state with water. And the Ogalla, the largest underground store of fresh water in the nation, has been declining for decades because of overuse to irrigate crops in otherwise arid parts of the state. According to preliminary data presented to the Kansas House Water Committee, aquifer levels in the groundwater management area covering southwest Kansas fell by 1.52 feet between January 2024 and this month, a larger drop than the 1.43-foot decline the year before. Western Kansas's management area saw a half-foot decline on par with the year before. Northwest Kansas, which has been struggling with dry conditions, saw the aquifer decline 1.34 feet, a far more significant drop than the 0.47-foot drop between January 2023 and 2024. Jay Calbus, the director of the survey, said the figures are preliminary and the Kansas Geological Survey's official report will be out in a few weeks. Kansas Senator Jerry Moran, alongside other colleagues, has introduced a bill to give a permanent tax deduction to small businesses. Currently, under Section 199A of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986, businesses that qualify see a 20% tax break, and the section was created in 2017 as part of then-President Donald Trump's tax cuts for small businesses and large corporations. Moran said Kansas small businesses support rural and urban communities across the state, so by making this small business tax break permanent, businesses across the nation will be able to remain open, retain hardworking employees, and help the areas around them thrive. The proposed bill, the Main Street Tax Certainty Bill Act, would remove a section that would see the tax breaks expire by December 31st, 2025. as according to a press release from Moran's office, 9 out of 10 small businesses would be hit with the tax hike if the deduction expires. South Dakota Senator and Senate Majority Leader John Thune said this legislation is critical to permanently extending a key provision from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act and ensuring small businesses and farms and ranches are not hit with the crippling tax hike at the end of 2025. Moran, Thune, and 33 Republicans in Congress introduced the bill. The Kansas 988 Coordinating Council released data for the 988 Lifeline in the state, and the council created the report for the 2025 Kansas legislature with support from the Kansas Health Institute, or KHI. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, or 988 Lifeline, was started in 2022 to create a shift in how the United States addresses behavioral health crisis by simplifying access to support. It replaced the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number with the 988 number to provide immediate accessible resources for anyone in distress. 988 offers 24/7 access to trained crisis counselors who help people experiencing mental health-related distress, including thoughts of suicide, mental health or substance use crisis, and or any other kind of emotional distress. Kansas has 5 centers handling calls, and the findings in Kansas from the data collected includes that the 988 Lifeline in Kansas experienced growth in call volume and infrastructure during Year 2. In Year 2, Kansas saw a slight drop in the percentage of calls answered in the state. Chat and text service showed different answer patterns from call services, with in-state rates around 45% for chats and 51% for texts in July 2024, and the data indicated higher call volumes during the summer months. If you or someone you know is in crisis, call, text, or chat to the number 988 for help. In Nebraska news, according to the Red Willow County District Court records, 47-year-old James Hicks of Palisade was sentenced to 30 to 35 years in prison on one count of first-degree sexual assault, a Class 2 felony, and he was given credit for 242 days served. According to the arrest affidavit, last March, the McCook Police Department began an investigation into a possible sexual relationship between Hicks and a girl who was 14 years old at the time. An officer said a review of the girl's phone revealed sexually explicit text messages. The affidavit also said a woman was interviewed by McCook Police who told officers she found Hicks and the girl together in bed. In October 2023, the affidavit said Hicks' probation officer told McCook Police Hicks admitted to sexually assaulting the teen, and then on November 8, 2023, the affidavit says the teen was interviewed by police and stated that she and Hicks had sex multiple times. Hicks was listed as a 25-year sex offender after being convicted in Hitchcock County in 2020 of enticement by electronic communication device. He was sentenced to 90 days in jail on that charge. In the recent case, Hicks was ordered to register for life as a sex offender upon his release from prison due to his previous criminal history. According to Lancaster County court documents, Jeremiah Ehlers was arrested on Monday on suspicion of felony theft by deception. In the arrest affidavit warrant, a deputy with the Nebraska Department of Revenue said Ehlers claimed the top prize of a scratch ticket worth $300,000 on April 12, 2024. Ehlers was paid out $213,000 after taxes. On April 23rd, the company that owns the Greeley Rapid Stop, where Ehlers worked as a store manager, notified the Nebraska Lottery about a theft. The company provided investigators with surveillance video that showed Ehlers playing the winning scratch ticket before paying for it. After the winning ticket was validated, Ehlers paid for it, which authorities said was a violation of state law. Investigators put a freeze on Ehlers' bank accounts for $128,769.31. Ehlers had spent the rest of the money on 2 vehicles, contractor services, and payoffs to creditors, according to the affidavit. An arrest warrant for Ehlers was issued on January 3rd, and he was taken into custody on Monday. I'll be back with more in just a moment.
Firebolt Ag is a full-service fertilizer and chemical retailer. They customize products for individual farmers' needs, with the primary focus being customer profitability. Let Josh and Jack help you get the most out of your farm ground. They also provide in-house marketing with Ron Wall of Flatwater Solutions. Visit Ron in Phillipsburg or call Josh at 785-854-8484 or Jack at 308-840-2819. Firebolt Ag, your leader in agriculture.
The American Heart Association, or AHA, is asking for a new law in Kansas that would require specialized training for 911 operators to teach them how to guide you through CPR over the phone. And that's so you can help until the ambulance arrives, because the AHA says every second matters in cardiac events. It's called TCPR, and only about half of Kansas counties currently have their 911 operators trained in it. The AHA says getting CPR as soon as possible can double, even triple the chances of surviving a cardiac event. The only opposition to the idea came from the Kansas Sheriff's and Police Chiefs Associations. They primarily objected to having the state's 911 board put in charge of the training. The other main objection was the idea that this would be an unfunded mandate, though supporters say there are cheap, possibly even no-cost ways to complete the training, such as by having local EMS set it up. To date, the AHA says 20 states have passed such requirements into law. The Kansas Wildlife and Parks Commission will hold its first public meeting of 2025 tomorrow, Thursday, January 30th, at the K-State Alumni Center in Manhattan. The meeting will begin at noon and continue until all the agenda items are addressed. The meeting will open with a report from the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks, during which commissioners will hear about regulations currently in promulgation, and following the department report, commissioners will take comments on non-agenda items, receive updates on the agency's fiscal status, and hear a legislative briefing. Commissioners will then hear about informational items that includes the 2025 Commission Big Game Permit Program, to include the live drawing, quail eye worm research, review of the prohibition of trail cameras on public lands, and night vision coyote hunting season. A general discussion on the 2025-2026 waterfowl season dates and bag and possession limits will follow, and workshop session items, topics that may be voted on in the future, will also be discussed. They include the 2025 deer seasons on military units and big game regulations. The public is encouraged to attend either in person or virtually to share their thoughts on these informational items or other related topics. Wildlife officials are particularly interested in hearing public opinion about the coyote night vision season, which was introduced in 2021 and currently runs from January 1st through March 31st. The regulation allows hunters to use artificial light and thermal imaging equipment during the season, with an additional $2.50 night vision equipment permit that is required to participate. No changes to the coyote night vision season have been proposed at this time. However, the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks staff are gathering feedback to ensure it continues to meet the needs and expectations of Kansans. The regular coyote fur harvesting and hunting season in Kansas is open year-round, with no limit on the number of coyotes that can be taken. The meeting will conclude with an additional opportunity for public comment on non-agenda items. Attendees can participate in the meetings in person or virtually, and the instructions for joining by Zoom, phone, or live streaming are available at ksoutdoors.com under the Instructions to Participate in Virtual Meeting tab. And those who wish to provide input but are unable to attend the meeting may fill out the Contact All Commissioners form. The next commission meeting is scheduled for Thursday, March 27th at the Topeka and Shawnee County Library in Topeka. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment announced its reaccreditation by the Public Health Accreditation Board, or PHAB, for the next 5 years, extending through 2029. And this achievement reaffirms the Kansas Department of Health and Environment's dedication to meeting the highest national standards for quality and performance in public health services. Reaccreditation follows a rigorous peer-reviewed process to assess the Kansas Department of Health and Environment against the PHAB's national standards, demonstrating its capacity to evolve, improve, and effectively address the health needs of Kansas communities. PHAB, a nonprofit organization supported by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, works to advance and transform public health practice through accreditation. Their program sets benchmarks for quality and performance improvement, helping health departments build infrastructure, bolster community engagement, and address differences in health among groups of people. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment first achieved PHAB accreditation in 2017 and has regularly prioritized programs that improve community health, enhance quality management, and deepen public engagement. Moving forward, the agency will focus on sustainability efforts, including regular assessments, training, and fostering ongoing dialogue with communities through focus groups and public health projects. To learn more about the Kansas Department of Health and Environment's public health initiatives and this important milestone, you can visit kdhe.ks.gov. Your menu today for Eisenhower Elementary School: for lunch, you'll be having roast beef, whipped potatoes, gravy, apple wedge, pepper strips, banana bread, and milk. For Norton Community High School and Junior High, your lunch today will be pulled pork sandwich or shredded roast beef sandwich, baked beans, fruit, and milk. And for Northern Valley Schools, your lunch today will be lasagna, bread, vegetable, and fruit. I'm Natalie Hadley. Your KQNK News was brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, farmers helping farmers to succeed. You can contact Firebolt Ag today to get the most out of your farmland. Your KQNK weather forecast was brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, your Norton experts for all of your pest control needs. Your forecast for today, it should be sunny with a high near 58 and a west wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour, which should become southeast in the morning. For tonight, rain is likely mainly before 1 a.m. with increasing clouds and a low around 35. There should be a southeast wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour, and the chance of precipitation tonight is 60%. On Thursday, there's a 40% chance of rain, mainly after 11 a.m., and it should be mostly cloudy with a high near 47. And on Thursday night, there's a 50% chance of rain before midnight. Otherwise, it'll be partly cloudy with the low around 27. I'll be back with the rest of your forecast in just a moment.
When you've got bugs, we know what a nuisance that can be.
Lock 'em out. From Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, Lock 'em Out is our very effective residential insect prevention program. We'll come to your place and treat your foundation plus all insect entryways. And while we're there, receive a free termite inspection. Call Mr. Rich Wenzel, our certified technician in Norton, at 785-202-0167. That's 202-0167.
Continuing with your weather forecast, on Friday it should be sunny with a high near 56. On Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 63. On Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 61. On Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 46. And on Tuesday, should be partly sunny with a high near 38. Currently, with fair skies, it is 16 degrees. The humidity is 86%. The wind speed is west at 6 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 30.05. The dew point is 12 degrees. And the current wind chill is 7 degrees. Your weather was brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control right here in Norton. You can call Hinkle Termite and Pest Control at 785-202-0167 for all of your pest control needs. It is 8:21. It's time for Kansas Sports. That's being brought to you by United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything they do for you.
Save more, earn more with the Easy Saver account at the United Northwest Federal Credit Union. Enrollment in this program automatically rounds up the amount of all debit card and share draft purchases made from your checking account to the next whole dollar and deposits into the Easy Saver savings account. Not only will this account help you save, but it also earns 2.01% APY monthly. Special terms and conditions apply. Come in today and open your Easy Saver account at the United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything we do for you. NCUA insured.
KIN Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis. The Kansas Jayhawks will have some representation in both the boys and girls McDonald's All-American games. Kansas signee Darren Peterson, a 5-star guard from Canton, Ohio, is the number 2 in the 24/7 Sports Composite 2025 rankings and was named a McDonald's All-American on Monday. Blue Valley North product Jelia Davis, a 5-star who will play for the Jayhawks women's program in 2025-2026, will play in the girls game on April 21st. Peterson and Davis will participate in the McDonald's All-American game at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York on April 1st. Peterson, a 6'5" guard, is averaging 23.1 points and 9.1 rebounds as a senior at Prolific Prep in Napa, California. When he plays, he'll become the 52nd Jayhawk in men's basketball history to play in the game and makes it 4 straight years in which Kansas has had a participant. Last year, center Flory Badunga played in the game. Kansas Information Network Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis.
On Super Bowl Sunday.
Be caller number 3 for your chance to win a Super Bowl party for 10. Call now.
On Super Bowl Sunday.
The mud, the slush, the muck, yuck. You need footwear that protects you from whatever is underfoot. Dryshod is the boot that fits that bill and has become the #1 outdoor boot at valleyvet.com. With genuine high-quality natural rubber overlay and better shank support, the 100% waterproof Dryshod boots are more comfortable hour after hour. You'll appreciate the 4-way stretch, breathable air mesh lining, and the ability to roll down the tops to tuck in pant legs. Fewer seams means no water saturation and no heavy boots to lug. You will like the all-terrain self-cleaning acid-resistant sole. Your feet will be warm and dry when the weather gets mucky. With styles for men, women, and kids, Dryshod the whole family at valleyvet.com or try them on in Valley Vet's store. Find your ranching needs at valleyvet.com or shop their store in Marysville.
valleyvet.com. Valley Vet Supply.
It's true, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Philip Eisenhagen. Together we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 418 East Holm here in Norton or call 877-3373. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.